everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have kind of a fun and also questionable video decision that I'm going to be pulling together for you guys. As I'm recording today, it is July 19th, which means there are, how many days are there in July? I think it's 31, which would mean that we have 12 days left of the month. And I want to see if I can finish my monthly TBR for the month of July, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Primary reason being I'm also moving in 12 days. Yeah, halfway across the country, moving in 12 days. So things in my life are incredibly chaotic, but somehow I have found time to read. I just have not been prioritizing the books on my actual TBR. So we're gonna start with the stats, talk about my goals, and then we're just gonna get into it. First things first, in my TBR video where I officially selected my TBR for the month of July, I chose 5 books. Those books being The 7-Year Slip, Reckless, Just for the Summer, Dance of Thieves, and Things We Hide from the Light. Selected 5 books, and so far this month I have read 2 of those books. I've read Reckless by Elsie Silver and Things We Hide from the Light. However, I have managed to find time to read other books that are not on this TBR, those being Queen of Shadows and Powerful. And why am I not prioritizing the books that I literally have right here and still need to read? That means that we have 3 books left to accomplish. We have Part of Your World by, oh my god, I've been saying Just for the Summer. I meant Part of Your World. Sorry, Abby Jimenez, I get them confused. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, and Dance of Thieves. Would I like to get through all these books? Yes. Do I feel confident in my ability to get through all these books? No. And I wasn't sure exactly which book I wanted to pick first, but you guys have been commenting like crazy, like, oh my god, absolutely crazy in the best way possible, because I love you all, that I need to read this book. I'm gonna put some of the comments on the screen right now because y'all have been hyping me up and there's no one that I trust more than you guys. So I think I'm gonna start with Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. So without further ado, let's just get into this one. It has been, I think, 2 days since I filmed the last clip. Today is July 23rd. So we're getting kind of close to the end of the month already. We have just over a week left to get through my monthly TBR. Nonetheless, I wanted to update you guys on this fantastic book. Oh my god. Also, my neighborhood is just so loud today and I'm so sorry. So I'm gonna try to make this as quick as I can. So please just ignore the beeping if you can hear it. You guys were so right that I am going to love Abby Jimenez. She is so Emily Henry coded, or is Emily Henry Abby Jimenez coded? I don't know, but I love it. I love it so much. This book basically follows our 2 main characters. It's dual POV, which I love. It follows Alexis and Daniel. Alexis is from the city. She's 38. She's going through this pretty intense breakup with her ex, and there's a lot of pressure from her family to but to carry on the family legacy of being a very renowned, famous doctor. And then we have Daniel, who is giving me butterflies. I love this king so much. We have Daniel, who lives in a small town, and he has a whole bunch of different jobs because the small town is literally so teeny tiny that to keep it running, everyone does a whole bunch of different things, and it adds a lot to his character and his personality. And he's just a sweet small town guy who has a goat. Not just a goat, okay, a baby goat. And I'm living for it. There's a really adorable meet cute right at the beginning where Alexis and Daniel meet each other. And in terms of my opinion so far, it's giving 4 5-star energy. We're gonna have to wait and see. Right now, I am on chapter 20, page 163, and I'm loving it. And I think the reason that this is reminding me of Emily Henry's books is because the plot and the characters are very reminiscent of real people, in that there's not these crazy things going on with the plot. There's not these wild personality traits going on with the characters. They just feel like real people, and I love that in books. But I think sometimes authors find that risky, because how do you make it engaging and fun and an enjoyable read if things are just like normal, right? But Abby Jimenez is killing it. Her banter is hilarious. It's funny. The tension is building, and I'm loving it. Oh my God. I think this is like could be the beginning of the end with this author. Like, if I read this, am I gonna immediately ditch the rest of my TBR to just read all the rest of her books? It's feeling like a possibility. It really is. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to subject you guys to too much of this construction in the background if you can hear it. I am eating this book up. This is the kind of book that I want to just sit down and read the rest of it in one sitting, but I simply don't have the time right now, which is why this is really a challenge. So yeah, I am going to get to reading, and then I will update you all when I finish this book. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, and first things first, if this room and clip sounds extremely echoey, I'm so sorry. My apartment is quite literally empty, and this is one of the last days that I'm gonna be here, but I have to update you guys because I finished Part of Your World, and this book was so good. I have never felt so wrong about something and you guys be so right about something. Everyone was just absolutely begging me to read this book in the comments, especially in one of my recent videos where I talked about it. I gave this book 5 stars. 5 stars. This is the only romance book this year that's not a reread to get 5 stars. I loved it. I think I have found a new favorite author, and I cannot wait to go read the rest of Abby Jimenez's books. I'm actually really upset because I already filmed my August TBR wheel video, and I didn't put the next book in this series like in the wheel, and I should have, because I want to read it so bad. Abby Jimenez just so perfectly captured so many real feelings. I feel like there is a bit of a third act breakup, third act situation that goes on in this book, which is expected for most romance books. And I felt like the way that she was able to describe this pit of like heartbreak felt so real. Like, I was just absolutely bawling in my bed because everything that she was describing was putting words to things that I would never know how to put words to myself. I don't know how to say it. Things that I have felt that I could never have described were described so perfectly in here. And that was true for heartbreak and sadness and disappointment, but it was also true for love and joy and happiness. And I loved that so much. Also, as we approached the end, I had no idea how the problem in this book was going to work itself out, which I also feel like is not very common in a romance book. The issues that these characters had and the reasons that it was difficult for them to actually be together, I was like, guys, how are you gonna sort this out? All right, like I couldn't think of a good way for Abby Jimenez to wrap this up, and she delivered. Like, oh my God, it ended so well. I do wish we had like a little bit more, like it ended a little quickly, but I don't really care that much. I loved it so much. The only other thing that I wanted to add to this review is a lot of the side characters, I found them very frustrating and annoying. Like, I was like, why aren't there characters in here besides our main characters that I really like? Her best friend Bree I loved, but everyone else I was like, you guys kind of suck. Like, I don't like any of you. And I feel like at the beginning that was taking away slightly from my enjoyment of the story. But it became clear as this book progressed that we needed each of these side characters, and there was a very clear reason that they were being frustrating and annoying, and it like facilitated Alexis and Daniel's romance so much. Like, they were a huge part in the growth and development of our love story. And so I ended up deciding that it was fine that our side characters were really frustrating and really annoying in the beginning, because that payoff at the end was so high. So yeah, I've just been yapping and yapping, and I could talk about this book for so long, but I loved it so much. Talk about a tough act to follow. I need to pick out my next book. We have 2 more options left. So once I pick out my next book, I will let you guys know what I choose, and we will jump right on into it. I do feel kind of bad for whoever has to come after this though. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Same day now, just a little bit later. Time has indeed passed, and I'm finally home from everything that I had going on today, and I thought that I would pick out my next read. And I feel like we just had such a wonderful, incredible romance that I want to continue on that same track. I want to keep these vibes going. And so out of the 2 books that I have left, I have decided to pick up The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. This is a book that I have been absolutely dying to read ever since I finished The Dead Romantics by this author. I gave The Dead Romantics a 4.75. I absolutely loved it. I did it for a book club with my friend, and we both just had so much fun reading it. And I have heard such incredible reviews of this book, and that's not to say that like I'm gonna love it, but I don't know, it's definitely not hurting this book's chances, okay? And from what I understand, this book follows a girl named Clementine who is now living in her grandma's old apartment in New York, something like that. I think she inherited this place to live, and for some reason, for some funny, silly little magical reason, every so often this apartment slips back in time 7 years. And I believe the love interest of this story is a part of the 7 years ago timeline and is in our cute little New York apartment. So I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll update you guys when I've actually started this book. But yeah, before I picked it up, I just wanted to jump into the video and let you know that I'm very excited for this, because I need those vibes from the Abby Jimenez book, light, fun, but also some depth to continue. And I feel like this is gonna have that if it's anything like The Dead Romantics.
The night's young, it has just begun, as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just 2 hearts running wild, never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top.
Hello, my sweet friends. I am going to open this clip by saying I have unfortunately colossally failed the goal of this video. I started this video wanting to finish my July TBR, and I had a feeling that this was going to happen, but I think I was still being really optimistic. Moving kind of started, and after that, literally didn't pick up a book in 8 days. That is the longest amount of time I can honestly remember without picking up a book, not including audiobooks. I did listen to some audiobooks in that time. I literally drove halfway across the country from California to Texas in that time. I've been unpacking my new space, and I don't care. We're gonna continue this video anyway. So I did fail the challenge, but I'm still gonna try and finish The 7-Year Slip. And the real ones know, this is what I always do, is I fall behind on the current monthly TBR. So it's now August, But here I am still trying to finish my July TBR. And even though this was the video that I was filming when I started, I have this problem like every single month because I get so excited and attached to the books that I want to read that month, if that makes any sense. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the 7-year slip because last night was the first time in I think literally 8 days that I picked up this book and I made it to page 90. I'm very proud of that. And I have some thoughts. Do you guys remember how I was saying when I finished the Abby Jimenez book, which I am still thinking about, by the way, that that would be a very tough act to follow, or if I didn't say it, I was thinking it? We might have a contender, everybody. I am absolutely loving this book. Page 90, I have 0 complaints. And not only do I not have any complaints, I'm freaking obsessed with Clementine and is it Evan? This is so embarrassing. Ewan. I love this king. Basically, we're following a girl named Clementine who has recently lost her aunt who she was very close with, and her aunt passes down her apartment, her New York apartment, to Clementine, but this apartment is not just any apartment. It has the tendency to slip back in time or forwards in time 7 years, hence the 7-year slip. And so we have this lovely, sweet New York apartment slipping back in time, and that may or may not be where love interest Ewan is. And there's lots of descriptions of food, a little bit of New York. There's a dash of the publishing industry in here, what it's like to become, well, I'm not gonna say that. That could be a spoiler, so we're gonna leave that out. And the banter is great. The setting is fantastic. The descriptions are beautiful without being too long-winded, if that makes sense. I am loving this book so much. And I finally picked it up last night. I wasn't not continuing this because I didn't want to. In fact, it was weird that I couldn't continue the book because I wanted to. I was thinking about it. I just literally haven't had the time. So I'm hoping I can wrap up all my work. I've finished all my work for my actual job, but I have, you guys know me. I have YouTube among other side hustles that I do after work. So I'm hoping I can finish all of that and then go and take this to the pool and freaking just binge, because I would love to get a big chunk of this done because I'm loving it. No complaints. It's really giving part of your world a run for its money. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday for me. Not sure exactly what day it is for you guys, but I wanted to come on here because I did finish The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Oh my God. I don't even have words to describe how much I loved this book. As you guys saw, after I updated you guys, I did go to the pool and I did keep reading. I think I read about 50 pages of this book. And then last night, I sat down on my couch and I read 200 pages just straight, which for me, haven't done something like that in a long time. Sat down, read 200 pages and cried my way through 200 pages for the whole rest of the evening. I don't think that this was a sad book necessarily. There's a lot of deeper topics in here. I don't want to, again, spoil anything. Check trigger warnings definitely if you are going to start this book. There is so much depth, but I feel like because I resonated so deeply with the characters and the love story and just some of the themes in here, for some reason it evoked the most emotional response, when our characters are together or they're not together and wishing they were together. This whole book is about, it says on the back, same place, different time, right place, wrong time, wrong place, wrong time, that whole thing. And it just really tugged at my heartstrings. I'm giving this book 6 stars. This may be my favorite book that I have read this year. I'm gonna have to think about it because you guys know, like right when you read a book, I don't know, sometimes you think that it's revolutionary and maybe it's not, like after you take some time away from the book. But I don't know, I finished this yesterday and like I was like thinking about it before bed. I've been thinking about it all morning. This was so good, like 5 stars, 6 stars. I loved it so much. Also, my hair is being crazy. And so all of that to say, this video is a first time. We had 2 5 stars. And regrettably, I didn't make it to Dance of Thieves, but maybe that's a good thing. If I wasn't gonna give that 5 stars, then this video wouldn't be crazy because we had 100% success rate in this video. I loved both of these books so much. I think I might have mentioned this before. I haven't given any romance books this year 5 stars until this video. I feel like I really need out of a romance, good plot, good characters, a lot of depth. And I just felt like both of these had all of the things that I look for in my perfect romance. I loved them so much. I literally feel like a changed person after filming this video. Like the 7-Year Slip in particular has changed my brain chemistry. I think that's gonna be it for this video. I did wanna do my shout outs really quickly because you guys are the besties. And I'm realizing right now that I left my phone out there with my coffee. Give me 1 second. Or you know what? I'll bring you guys with me. We're gonna go find my phone. Also, sneak peek of the new library office. She's a work in progress, but I'm gonna have a whole video coming out about it. For anyone new, I always love to do shout outs at the end of my videos, just because you guys are so sweet. And as much as I love reading and making these videos, my favorite thing is just getting to know you guys in the comment section on my Instagram. Whatever it is, that's just like my favorite thing ever. First up, I wanted to give a shout out to @Tiffany F. Cruz, who is moving across the country from California to the East Coast. I just want to say good luck. You've got this. I just moved and all seems to be going well. So hopefully you'll have a similar experience and you've got it. I know moving books is such a pain, like such a pain. So I'm sure once your books arrive, you're gonna feel so much peace. Thank you so much for commenting on my video. And then I also wanted to give a shout out to @Aubrey Vettenheimer. So sorry, bestie. Not my strong suit. And in this video, I was asking you guys, it was the moving vlog, like the bookish moving vlog that I posted. I was asking you guys if I should read Magnolia Parks or the 7-Year Slip, and bestie said to start with the 7-Year Slip, so I did. And we all saw how this video went. That was kind of perfect. That bestie recommended starting there, and I also needed to read it for this video. So thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so I can shout you out in my next video. And I think that's all from me. I hope you guys are having a great day and a great reading month, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!